Since 1984, the Nature Conservancy has been working to protect Utah's special places. Working with our partners, and thanks to supporters like you, we've been able to protect places like the Dugout Ranch, the Great Salt Lake, the Matheson Preserve, and our work in Washington County, and much, much more. Over 1.2 million acres of public and private land. A wonderful legacy for our children and for the future of our state.
Though there have been great conservation successes over the last few years, the biggest challenge I think we face is that we're not keeping pace with our conservation work to the development and the loss of natural lands in Utah.
One of the biggest challenges we're facing now is habitat fragmentation. And as part of that is the associated climate change. Habitat fragmentation affects almost every species in some form or fashion.
What's at stake is the loss of watersheds for people, natural landscapes, and rare species that are found nowhere else on Earth.
I'm so excited about the Nature of Utah campaign because it's bringing together communities, partners, and the public in new ways that will shape the future of our watersheds, improve the health of our vast public lands, and benefit people across our great state.
In the desert, 90% of wildlife are dependent at some point in their life upon the river and riparian habitat. And likewise, people are dependent upon it, regardless of where they're living.
The Virgin River is an important waterway for the people of Washington County because it's the lifeblood of everything that occurs down here. People need water, the wildlife and the environment needs the water, and so we as the Virgin River program and all of its partners try to balance those uses.
We have an interest in working with partners on flows, so is there a way that we can think about the quantity and the timing of flows, and all within the larger context of balanced solutions for people and wildlife?
Having the Conservancy be one of our partners has allowed us to kind of expand some of our monitoring. It's going to give us a better idea of native fish trends, especially in the lower river.
It's really important for us to know how the river operates and understand how the river operates so we can better protect ourselves as communities as well as help the wildlife.
The Virgin River is just one example. Through the Nature of Utah campaign, we will restore health and natural flows on 6 rivers and the Great Salt Lake and enhance streamside wildlife habitat on thousands of acres statewide.
More than 2/3 of Utah's lands are publicly owned. It's a huge resource that belongs to all of us. When we talk about the wide open lands that we love, the spectacular natural beauty that our state holds, opportunities for recreation and tourism that are world class, we're talking almost exclusively about our public lands.
The challenge for agencies, for land management agencies, is to balance the resources, such as the cultural and wildlife resources, while providing for recreational opportunities.
In Washington County, we're working with federal agencies on a project called Landscape Conservation Forecasting, specifically on the 2 new national conservation areas that were established down there. And the Landscape Conservation Forecasting, in a nutshell, gives land managers real-world guidance as to which projects to do to improve the health of the land.
The Nature Conservancy is bringing a science-based approach to a lot of what goes on as far as management within the Red Cliff Desert Reserve. So I'm really excited about being able to look at this model and really determine what is most effective, both cost-effective and ecologically effective as far as on-the-ground action.
The Red Cliffs National Conservation Area is just one example. Through the Nature of Utah campaign, we will partner with federal and state agencies to share science and tools that will improve plant and animal habitat on 60% of Utah's public lands.
We need to change our approach and help people and communities realize that the health of their life and their lifestyles depends on healthy natural areas and healthy watersheds.
These landscapes in the West that are untouched are so important for mankind.
We've started the Canyonlands Research Center, which is interesting because it's not only a facility, it's actually a vision and a collaboration.
So to be actually working hand in hand now with the researchers, the scientists, and being able to tell them what we're seeing, them to be able to tell us, and maybe finding some remedies is so exciting to me.
The Canyonlands Research Center is just one example. Through the Nature of Utah campaign, we will use collaboration, research, and education to help communities in Utah and worldwide protect their natural resources and preserve their quality of life.
Some people ask, how can we have a healthy economy? How can we have a better quality of life? And how can we have a healthy environment? The answer is, they're all the same question. Terry Tepes Williams has a saying that the eyes of the future are looking back on us now. This is our chance to make a difference for the next generation and many generations to come.